What's going on, everybody? I'm FINESSE1, and this is the big one, doubling. But this prelude first to talk about three things real quick. First, the next three videos I'm doing, this one being on doubling, the next one being on advanced doubling and backspinning, and the third one's kind of a surprise. But in regards to these videos, I recorded all the pieces to them over 2 different days. So yes, there will be some continuity issues. You actually hear me mention it in my third one, because I actually finished that one first, oddly enough. But yeah, second, in regards to the tap pause video, I talk about feeling your first mark and feeling the record out. You actually need to see your first mark, so see where you need to start and then feel it out from there. And third, I'm introducing some visual aids to work along with for this tutorial. I'll be sure to post these online somewhere and put a link in the description or an annotation in the video so you can get to those, get them on your computer, print them out, do what you need to do to follow along. Not necessarily with me, but when you practice. And yeah, that's everything. So let's do this, baby. Doubling. Like I've mentioned before, this is the meat and potatoes of beat juggling. And either you guys will understand or scratch that. Either I will make these concepts understandable and it'll unlock the magic mystery box that is beat juggling to many, or I won't, and you'll be like, but doubling is kind of your start to learning how to fill the spaces in between on a track. And I like to call it Grandmaster Flashing because he was real prominent for doubling and tripling up on his snares. It would go something like this. So yeah, he was real popular for doing stuff like that. And as you can see, I'm taking a snare and filling spaces where there aren't snares, usually on half or quarter beats, rarely on whole beats. You're really kind of, and what we'll be doing in this video, we'll be dealing with filling the half beat spaces and the quarter beat spaces. Now we're talking about how we're going to practice doubling. It's going to be very similar in structure to the tap pause and the fact that we'll kind of be working with hands individually and then putting them together. So just like the tap pause, go ahead and build a loop with the first 2 bars of Mary Jane Girls All Night Long. I've got my loop put on this one, and I'm going to go ahead and just show you a quick example of practicing. And I'm going to be freestyling it, although here in a second I will kind of show you some very specific patterns and progressions to work, and that'll also introduce the visual aids. So yeah, real quick example. So obviously coming up with these specific progressions I'm going to show you, you'll work them with one hand, get them tight, and then switch your loop, and then work them with the other, and then you'll be ready to put all that together with backspinning. So let me go ahead and get to those visual aids.
Alright, now to break down how these visuals work. For right now, don't pay attention to anything red, just pay attention to the black bar. And I have it laid out much like you would see in digital DJ software. I have these filled in rectangles are the kicks, these little notches here are the hats on the half note, and the diamonds are the snares. So what I've done is slowed the track way down, like chopped and screwed. I ain't even got nothing on this. And we're going to just play a little bit of Follow the Bouncing Ball. Alright, now to bring the color into the picture. You see this half R here that refers to a half note replacement, and I'll try to remain consistent throughout my videos. I'm guaranteed to slip every now and then, but when I'm talking about a beat like a 1 beat or a half beat or 2 beat, whatever it may be, that'll refer to the sound we're manipulating or sending, and whenever I'm referring to a note, that will be what we're replacing. So for all these progressions, I just want you to use the 1 beat to replace. So this first progression, what I have is, you see these circles with the red lines coming down, that just represents what our beat, the sound we're manipulating on the other side. So you're looping this and you're filling the half note spaces here with the 1 beat, and that sounds like this. Alright, now for the second progression. The number 2 just means it's the second progression, doesn't mean the sound we're using. We're going to be using the 1 beat for all these progressions, or at least I want you to. So it's a quarter note replacement, and we're using the one beat to replace the quarter note before every snare and every kick. And the third progression is also a quarter note replacement, and now we're replacing using the one beat to replace the quarter note just after every kick and every snare. Alright, the fourth progression is also a quarter note replacement. What we're doing is combining the last two progressions, and you can see here that what we are doing is hitting every quarter note with our one beat before and after every kick. So we're surrounding the odd beats essentially, and that goes like this. And this one is essentially the same as the last, except now we're just surrounding the snares instead of the kicks. And now for the sixth and final progression. This is the King Daddy of them all. This will be the most frustrating and difficult to learn, but if you can get it down pat, clean and consistent with both hands, it's really all downhill after this. So it's another quarter note replacement, and as you can see, we are filling every single available quarter note space there is. So I'll show you how that looks and sounds, and then immediately following that will be the final progression for this. And how I want you to work that is, we'll actually be combining backspinning and doubling, and go ahead and work the progression like the backspinning, where you'll work 8 beats, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, and just go ahead and freestyle it. Don't worry about working any of these progressions specifically. The whole idea of doing all these drills is to get you comfortable enough so you can just feel it, like you don't even have to think about it. So you'll notice also in the way that I work it is I just use the one beat to double through the first progression, and then as I go through the second progression looping, I use the snares. So definitely try to do that, and then do that as many times as you need to feel comfortable with it.
That is the doubling tutorial, guys. So if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment box below. Favorite, subscribe, and if this really helps you out, go ahead and float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and go off on that like button like Muhammad Ali. Alright kids, till the next time, sayonara, adios, and forget about it.